What up? How's it going, everybody? How are you? Peter Griffin in the house. What's up? What is going on? Hey. Kelly will be here in a minute. How's everybody? We are digging it, having a good time, making trucks. What are you doing? How you like me now? What up,
How
man?
you like me now? What's
How you
up?
like me now? Not much.
That's it. We got a couple people in here. What's up, Peter Griffin?
Chilling.
Chilling like a villain. I'm printing like a villain over here.
I gave my printer the first rest it's had in many days today, but I'm about to put it back to work.
The XYZ axes appreciate you for that.
Man, I'm blown away at what these things do. I got to be pushing 2,200 hours on it, and I haven't had to mess with it too much.
Yeah, I just actually put some grease for the first time on mine in a bit, and on all the rails, and it was like I could hear it. It was like, thanks, appreciate it. I'm just wondering how long it's going to go till this K1 Max, like something actually fails outside of the heater, the extruder, or something in the head of it.
I've been able to fix everything that's happened, and most of the time it was my fault when something happened, and so I'm an absolute pro NASCAR speed at changing and cleaning out the hot end and opening up that extruder and getting it going.
Oh yeah.
You do it. I
had
to mess with is the AMS. I had a piece break off in there once, and I had to get in there. That's it though. I have lubed the rails. They're big screws on mine. Big.
Yep.
Big
They're
screws.
all the same.
It tells me when to do it.
Oh, of course.
When it tells me, I do it.
Of course it does. It's a bamboo.
I'm telling you, it lets me know when the laundry's done.
I watched a video of a dude tear down a K1 Max one day. I was like, let's just see how horrible this is. But he tore it down, and what he did to clean the screws that you're talking about, that your Z-axis rides on.
Yeah,
he had little clamps that he put like felt pads on the inside of them, and it's got the actual layout of the threads.
Nice.
And it just clamps on, and you run it up and down, and it cleans. It runs down on screws, and it cleans the threads and everything. So I was like, yeah, one of these days I'm probably gonna have to do that to mine, but until something Chernobyl's, I'm just gonna keep on burning it.
I just oiled it. I haven't cleaned anything. I cleaned the glass once. After a bunch of ASA stuff.
Got a little foggy on you?
Man, it did.
Yeah, no, I get it.
It did get foggy. Man, my camera's a mess. But oh well.
Well, you're nice warm. You're nice warm white over there, and I'm like, what do you call that? White, neutral white over here.
You might be able to mess with your camera, your settings. I don't know how much access you have to the StreamYard stuff, but I can make myself look like a 15-year-old, I think.
I wonder if I can change the settings.
I was actually going to change the background, and I messed around and put a fake background behind me. I didn't mean to.
Yeah. Nah, I can't change anything.
That's okay.
I'm old school over here, guys.
It's fine, because whatever you're wanting to do, if it's not available, that means they're charging you for it. I'm not kidding.
if it's not if it's not available, they're not charging you enough is what it is. It's kind of like how I felt with Fusion when I was trying to, when I finally learned Fusion far enough in that I was trying to use a couple buttons and they're like, the little window popped up. You got to pay for a subscription to have this. And I'm like, you effers.
Baxters.
So guess what? I'm paying for a subscription to Fusion now, you know?
That's good. And your kid on Fiverr is able to use that and do what we got to get done.
Right. Yeah. It must be too early. Everybody must still be eating dinner. Your dad and Peter Griffin's the only
ones chiming in. Yeah.
Chiming in and saying hi, man.
They got enough of it yesterday, I guess.
Yeah.
The RC
jumped the gun.
3D Scout Factory.
RC 3D FAb Factory YES.
Yeah, that's the name of it. But if I was a fan, I might be over the Scout unless I wanted one.
Brian to Chambers.
What
got back from getting some sweet and sour chicken. Good.
Let's go.
Little General Sow.
Dirty dog. What up?
There we go.
Abe Froman in the house. There we go.
We got
roll call.
That's right.
Little roll call action. Well, man, we've been doing more of the same. Things are rocking over here, you know. Kits are listed on the site for the Scouts, box back or truck top. Still printing off. You know, I had pieces printed off to do the assembly video, but then I had so many people reaching out to me after that post the other day that you're not going to say no. So the kit I was going to build is boxed up and ready to go to our, like, one of our first customers, which is cool. And so that means I'm printing me off another one so I can do the build video for.
Bro, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I just got an update from our little buddy Kirk.
Yes,
he said it locked on tight.
I'm not surprised. That's fantastic. So the guys that are here, let's give a little kind of update. So
sorry.
Initially, if you've been paying attention, we've been fairly specific about telling you which 10.3s they fit on, drop on fit. And that if you wanted it to work on your other 10.3s, you were going to need the AXI 2997 bumper mount parts. Well, guess what?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. So we don't have to be specific anymore talking about New Builders Kit and Coyote, because the kits come with our bumper mounts, which mean that this Scout, our F250, and the Blazer K5 all fit on any 10.3, no caveats.
Except
depending on the rig, you may have to take off inner fenders here or there or whatever, but and move a battery tray or whatever. A lot of times on the battery trays, like on the CJ7, there's two battery trays, one on the side and one on the back. I had to take the back one off. It's two screws. Yeah. But instead of buying a whole new rig, you can get a kit and a lot of times people have upgraded their rigs. So if you have to get another chassis and rig to run a custom project, you're going to want the same upgrades in it. You know, another $90 motor, another good servo, another this or that. Now, if you don't want to have to buy another rig, you don't have to, because if you get one of these, you get the bumper mounts you need to make it work. And to put it back to stock is really easy too. You're either going to just put the stock bumper mounts back on, put your inner fenders back on, depending on the rig. It does depend on the rig. Like a lot of times with the front inner fenders that were on the CJ, they were not a problem on the Scout, and they will probably not be a problem on the Blazer or the Ford either, but the rear ones are, and that's 4 bolts and you can take them off. So that's what's really cool. These things that we're talking about have been made to work on now any 10.3. And so you don't have to go source those parts separately. They're going to come in the kit.
So with these two brackets, it's allowed us to run on the CJ, like Ryan said. Everything outside of the new builder's kit and the Coyote. So if you got base camp, you're going to need these. They'll come with the kit. The Rubicon, CJ, base camp. The only one that, you know, these bodies won't fit on is a Gladiator, just because of the length of the chassis.
That's right. The long wheelbase on the Gladiator is going to preclude these. But like he says, it doesn't matter. Straight axle, portal axle, center mounted low center gravity transmission, or the scale transmission, they work. And
so I gave Kirk the white F-250 and the bumper and the mounts. And the only thing that he had to take off of that stock Jeep was the rear inner fenders.
And the bumper mounts.
The front ones were fine. He just replaced the front and rear bumper mounts with these. And so that's why he just texted me pictures and said it works perfect. So job well done, Fusion.
There you go. Tell that guy good job.
So why everybody's here, I kind of set myself up tonight for a little demonstration because
let's go.
I have Scout body. Click and done. That's how easy it is, guys.
That's so fun.
Ready, guys?
Let's see it.
F-250 on, done.
That looks so good.
F-250 off, and the latest one I've been working on. It's rough. It's the first part. There's the Blazer, guys.
So cool, dude.
So I just put 3 bodies on my 10-3 in less than a minute.
Which is great because you can.
If I wasn't so old, I could have done it faster.
But if you got a rig, like on my favorite rigs, I got good motors on them, good servos, and man, I can have 3 different rigs out of one chassis without any messing around. Come on. That was not easy. That was not overnight. Just saying.
And we got 2 more to go at least. 2 more bodies.
Oh, at least.
So, you know, we'll do the old Power Wagon, like the old late 40s, early 50s Power Wagon that we've done for the SCX6s. And then we'll also do the 54 Chevy on this platform that'll fit on all these axial variants.
That's right. And then we've got a great baseline to move into the other rigs because we know what we need. And so the whole goal is simplicity for everybody and for us.
Yep.
And so if we don't have to change the bodies in between brands of rigs, all we got to do is get our mounts right. That means it's universal. That means that eventually even you'll be able to use that same body to go on even other companies' rigs is the goal. Now, again, we got to design those bits that make it specific to that mounting system, but the body side should remain the same. So it's just going to be just like it is here, where if you've got some of these 10-3s you don't have to mess with. The stock mounts are fine, but the rest of them we got you and it's in the kit. The same thing will be true for the, you know, once we get into other brand chassis, the body's going to be the same. It's the mounts that are different. So that body that fits on a TRX4 should fit on an axial once we finish up the mounts. Good enough to be stolen is this strategy. I'm telling you. pretty
so
good.
we were talking a little bit ago on the phone before the live stream, and, you know, I have a couple small, just super minor adjustments to do to the Blazer. I have to verify one minor change that we did for the Ford, you know, in the next day or two. And then, you know, we're gonna be ready for pre-orders, dudes, on these things, and they're legit on the kits.
And it does take a minute to print them, right? So it's not like we're sitting on 100 of them, you know. So the listing says, and I changed the listing to reflect the fact that it fits on all the 10-3s now. Instead of with that contingency where you had to buy something else, like you don't have to anymore. So in that listing for the box back and the truck top, it also says 1 week lead time. So that's what it is. That's what it is. And then pre-orders on the other ones might be 2 weeks. Because we've got to get some, we got to,
you know, Ryan, sorry, one other body that I would really like to be able to do, and it's we'll probably have to do a little behind the scenes footwork on it, would be the Land Rover. Honestly, that Land Rover is a nice build. It is super easy to print, super nice build. I don't see why we can't do the same thing with that, honestly.
I think we could do some,
so we'll see,
homework on it and make it less pieces.
Yeah, for sure.
If we
can, you know, now.
Put some of it together.
We totally can now. Sorry, I'm printing I'm printing the bumper for the Blazer right now, just to see if I got the orientation right on that. So nice. Here in another hour or so it'll be done. I'll be able to check that.
Awesome.
Probably won't do it on here, but you know, yeah. So yeah, 3 bodies almost down.
If you ever wanted to know what it's like to be consumed with something, this is it. This is it. I got to get out and drive one. I've been super busy and out of town some, and a lot going on. Besides this, I picked up a little side gig. I gotta do a little drywall job Monday after work. And then rocking these rigs, dude. So yeah, stay tuned. I can't wait to go out and play with them some. And I have been Scoutville. I cannot wait for the final stamp of approval on these other ones so I can get jamming on it.
Yeah.
Because I want to make build videos on every one of them. And we've learned a lot so far with this, you know, like early with the Scouts, him and I both were just printing like crazy. So that's why each of us have 3 or 4 or 5 iterative Scouts on the way to final.
Dude,
we got smart real quick on that. I'm going to just let him, we'll get this sorted out on one now. And then that way we don't have 8 Fords and none of them are really the one.
You guys want to talk about, I'm sorry, I'm up walking around, but I'm gonna move my handy dandy chair out of the way. There's one part that I made of the Blazer that is junk. There's another Blazer that's junk.
Why is that one junk?
And there's another Blazer that is junk.
Why?
So I have 2.5 Blazers that are no good because, you know, it's process of, you know, it's R&D, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, when you make a change on something and you got to try something, then, you know, that's what you got to do. I mean, you got to print it out and look at it. And then I got another Ford cab that I think it's good, but it's still not going to get used. So yeah, I've got a lot down here that I'm not going to be able to use, guys. A lot.
Yeah, I turn my not production versions into rigs anyway, so that's why I call them one-offs. Like, I think 3 of my Scouts do not mount the same as our final does. And then I got one that's just too big altogether that came from you. Right. And early on.
Yep.
And then, you know, we're into the Pet G on the production one. So I've got you know, our first guys is really ready to rock out Pet G, but all of these samples have been PLA. And so I'm finishing off a Pet G to do the assembly video with. What's up, Donald? Mike SSI in the house.
What's up, Don? Don's busy putting
big guy.
He's got Bondo glaze going and primer and all kinds of stuff on his Blazer body that I sold him.
Nice.
It's looking good. I can't wait to see it when it's done.
Oh yeah, I got to post that
early
up
tonight. Don,
we always go,
bro. We're always on at 7.
Yeah, yeah.
At least I think it's 7.
Some of the weekends or when I go late, it's late. So yeah, this is early.
This is our early time, man.
Kelly's got bedtime. Yeah.
Clicking a ticket, baby.
Bro.
Sorry. I got to do this a couple times throughout the stream because some people aren't going to see that. That's the play, the Scout. Here comes Handy Dandy Blue.
Come on, man.
Off. And the new one, guys. Blazer.
Come on, dude. I mean, we've been doing these rigs for a minute now, pretty heavy. And so I say it all the time and I apologize, but it's the truth. Like, how do you make a body look awesome? And then like, how do you attach it is always the deal. And this is how you do it. This is how you do it.
I am holding this thing. Yeah. Boom.
Come on.
And you know, taking a section out of this to bob it and then lengthening it, that was your idea, Ryan, which is a great idea because then it gave us the ability to lengthen the wheel wells. And these are 475s on here. So, and it's
so good, man, because when I printed off the first Ford at wheelbase, the arches were so small, it was going to limit who could actually really use that body. So we decided to bob that bed and bring the arches closer together, which let us make the whole body bigger. So the arches are right now on crawler tires.
So to answer Reitza, you said it won't fit on the Gladiator. Correct. How about the JLU? Absolutely. Right here, these 2 parts in my hand that I designed or kind of redesigned. You put, front part and a rear part that'll come with the kit. And you put these in on your chassis end and you can run all of these that I'm doing.
Those parts he made replace the need for the Axie 2997. So basically those are made dimensionally to spec on the stock new builder's kit and Coyote bumper mounts that we designed to. So everybody gets those now. And so no more caveat. It's every 10.3 but the Gladiator long wheelbase.
Yep. Thanks, Reitza. You know what, Reitza? My fiance thinks I'm nuts because I get up out of bed at 4:00 in the morning on a Saturday, and the first thing I grab is a cup of coffee. Usually here lately, it's been Caribou coffee. We can talk about coffee later. It's not Folgers in my cup lately.
I got some Black Rifle today, dude.
And
That was awesome.
Nice. And you know what? I'll grab a cup of coffee. I'll grab my calipers and get in front of this Mac, and I'm full steam ahead. It just
I love
happens.
it, man. And we keep, we run into needs and problems that need solved, and those bumper mounts. I've been like, Kelly, bro, when you get a minute, we got to get these, because then it's going to be fully universal with no caveats.
When you get a minute, Kelly. Hey, Kelly, when you get a minute. But you know what? It works for Ryan and I, because he pushes me and I'll push back, and then I'll push him sometimes, and then we go out and run these things. I had the white F-250 that Kirk's got. I had it on this chassis last Saturday. Kirk and I went out, and I beat the living dog fiddlings out of that thing on purpose. And then I gave it to Kirk. I was like, "Here, fit this on your JLU with with these two brackets." And so that's why Kirk texted me, and he was like, "You nailed it, dude. It clicks right in and locks in perfect."
That's it.
Okay, cool.
That is cool. And, it took us a minute to get there, because we were working on so much of what it just was already. It's like, let's get that dialed. And then one night I finally, because I thought maybe the chassis rails were a little bit different width and stuff like that. But come to find out, when you put the new builder's kit bumper mounts in a CJ7, which is same chassis as the Rubicon and the early Bronco, it fit perfect. It was fine. So I was like, yes. So that means all we got to do is kind of remake these, so we don't have to be specific about it, and everybody's got a 10.3 can do it.
Yep. Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, I love it that we're going to do it in a kit form. Well, Ryan and I will probably at some point do a few of them that we just paint and finish and put them on the website for sale. But honestly, having the kit form and you guys just finish them the way you want them. The Scout, I got to tell you, the Scout is my favorite. I'm a Scout lover. I grew up with Scouts. My old man had 2 Scouts. And at some point, I want a real old Scout. And would love to do a ground up restoration to a real one. Hopefully I get, the chance to do it, but right now we're working this stuff out. So it's kind of fun. Don, to answer your question, yeah, I'm not against, doing a K10 or something different as far as Blazer goes, do more of a square body. I'm sure, we'll probably do that at some point. We're looking at doing an old, late 40s to early 50s power wagon soon. And like I said, the 54 Chevy is going to be part of this lineup too. And so, we'll have 5 or 6 bodies available to fit on all the 10.3 chassis outside of the Gladiator. We're going to ride with this. It's a hobby. And, if it goes somewhere, it goes somewhere. If it doesn't, it doesn't. All right.
So, PDF and assembly video is the goal. We use CA, and Kicker. I think that's a good one. But, the goal is to have, links to the stuff we're using, and again, an assembly like PDF that goes along with the video, because there's just we've done so many of these. There's just little tricks and kind of like the order you do things. It's not super imperative, but it will make it easier for you. Like, for example, when I do the Scouts, I get the back inner tub glued in at the rear, but I don't glue it in up at the middle yet until I get my door cards on and the rest of the body together. So then it becomes one piece and I can jam the whole thing up in there and glue it all at once. Because if you glue too premature, you might make it hard to fit in your door cards. So I'll show you what I mean by that.
Real quick, while he's doing that, Don, as far as the 10-2 goes, it's funny you bring that up because Kirk and I talked a little bit this morning, and Kirk mentioned, he was like, are you guys set up to do the 10-2s? And I'm like, not yet. But, it's after I've done these brackets to accept the remaining, 10-3 chassis, I don't see it being an issue to eventually do brackets for the 10-2 that accept our bumper mount for the bumper up front and the receiving rear.
That's really all it is going to be, is we just have to make our own bumper mounts for that rig, and then our stuff works.
Yeah.
And we don't have, it's awesome because we don't have to mess with the body side of things, just the simple, easy chassis mounts. Yep. So that means a guy could have a 10-2 and a 10-3 and use the same body.
So with that, the only thing I think, if I remember right, the only thing you'd have to take off of it would be the body post. The body posts, would have to come off. Which, if I got we got 6 different bodies available for a 10-2, they're hard bodies. Somebody will gladly take the body posts off.
It's 2 screws. I mean, it's nothing.
What is the wheelbase? They're all 12.3.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Typical 10 scale. So, 12.3 or 312 millimeters, depending how you want to talk about it. But just for example, on assembly, PDF and video, one thing I was just mentioning here is like, okay, here's the inner tub. So what I like to do, and do what works for you, but like what I like to do is kind of think of things like a tack glue, like a tack weld first. So I'm going to get that inner tub jammed in there and glue it here in the back out of sight to hold it in place. But I'm okay if it's still moving inside there because I need to get on my door cards, which key in. They have a nice little cleat groove that's built into it. So that holds it really nice in the perfect place. So then you can glue it and it's in the right place. But so what I'll do is get the door cards in and get the next piece ready to go. And then I'll make sure my height is right on these side rails on the top, because that's what really matters. And this also locates because you got your door cards there, which keep it from going too far. So you get this right and glue it. And then when that's all glued together, I'll just move it for now. When that's all glued together, then you can push this up against the rail inside right there, which it lays right on. And you can, glue it. You can glue the door at the rail there. And you can also glue the door at the bottom of the door card, which is inside of the door. And so this spans the distance between the glue joints on the outside of the body. It really brings it all together, makes it super strong. And then you got a dash that's going to go across this way, and you got a seat that goes across that way too. And you have the cab divider, if you do the truck top, that's going to go across this way. So once you're together, it is super strong.
See, and so you're explaining how you do it, and I do it a different way. So I'm printing this stuff in 2 halves. So I'll bring the front half and the back half together and glue it at the door seam. Then I'll set that aside, and then I take the door cards and glue them and insert them in with that dovetail locate. I'll glue them in and have that whole inner shell, and I take the whole outer shell, flip it upside down, and I run my glue around where that tub comes in and sits at the top of the body on the inside.
Yep.
And then I take and just lay that whole thing in there and glue it that way, and then flip it over, and then put the dash in, and the seat, and this Scout goes together really, really easy.
and there's a ton of ways to do it. You just, like anything, you just don't want to get ahead of yourself. But as long as you line up that outer body, you can't really get it wrong.
Yep. Exactly.
You can't get it wrong. And if you do the work ahead of time to have the door cards already on, that works. If you do it this way and let it kind of fly before you get the door cards on, well, that'll keep you from getting in trouble. So whatever, it works. And eventually after it goes on, my printer only is so big. So my body pieces are the back, the door, and the front clip. Kelly's able to do the front clip and the door and the back. So it's only 2 halves for the body, where mine is 3 pieces. Either way, it's still cool. It locates, it's fine. But eventually, I'll be able to print them like that too. So that's the goal. We got to sell some so I can get a printer. But
yes, sir.
That's it. They go together really cool. So, skin the cat however you want to, but I'm going to do an assembly video. And sometimes people just want to see somebody do it. So there's multiple ways to get it done. Just don't get ahead of yourself is it. And yeah, dude, airplane CA and kicker is literally what we're using. And a lot of times on a bunch of our rigs, we've talked about using this fabric tape for like wrapping hockey sticks. And we'll put that on the backside of our glue joints and then glue it again. I haven't done that on any of these Scouts because the way it unifies with that rear tub and the door cards and the seat and all, I haven't felt like I needed to. You could, but you don't have to. We're crashing them, we're running them, we're rolling them. And I haven't had to. I haven't done it on these.
Dude, it's like this blazer that I've got. This is the cool part. This thing is like it's really nice. It's hard to see because it's kind of washed out, but it's yellow. And this is for the Gemini chassis.
Yes, the FMS leafer. So with that one, he was able to keep the interior.
Yep. So these blazer kits you guys are gonna buy and get, dude, for the 10-3s, knock yourselves out, man. Get yourself some pinstriping and go to town, man, because it's so fun.
Yeah, because that's basically what you're going to get. Now that one is for a 13-inch wheelbase chassis, so it's different, but it's the same file. So it's resized and optimized for 10-3, but that one is for that 13-inch wheelbase leafer. Yep. But that is the same year blazer you're getting.
Yep.
So nice.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Def with the record. Yo, Def with the record.
We're just having a good time over here, guys.
That's it.
We're just having a good time over here. Yeah, Brian,
every time we'd post one of our videos up on these one-offs, there's so much interest in it. And it was like, how do we do this where it's repeatable? Because they've all been really one-off. I mean, they've been fantastic, but they've all been one-offs. And so it's like, how do we make it repeatable? Well, we figured it out.
Yep. It's like I shouldn't show it because I've showed it so much, but it's pretty much done outside the lights. But the other way that I went with with this Tahoe is I'm holding it
by the body.
And I jumped in Fusion when I was trying to figure out, I was like, I know I want to magnetize this thing. And so I came up with the right magnets for, this is an Element Ecto chassis. And I made the brackets for the magnets that they go on, and there's a small 1.5 millimeter screw. It goes right through the hole on the actual the pin. So that's how this one is set up, and it's got a hot motor in it, an ESC, because this was one of my pre-runners when Ryan and I and Kirk were trying to outrun Pete, and we kept buying other motors and other systems, and so this thing goes right on and click, done.
Fantastic.
So this thing's going to leave the nest this weekend. We're going to get together with Corey, and he's going to take it over.
Nice. Do you know what day?
I'm hoping for, honestly, Saturday, honestly. So we'll see. I don't know.
I got the last out of town lacrosse deal going on, but it's close. So
you can kind of jet for a little bit.
Come
have some fun.
I hope so. It won't be as early as we usually go. I need to run.
Nice.
I need to run something. I get to a point where I'm jonesing so hard. It's like, I just want to run it. I don't want to worry about filming it. I don't want to do any of that, but I will anyway.
You need to take this and run it and just beat the living tar out of it.
You're right.
It's not.
Will have a red door.
When I painted this blue, it was the weekend before the 4th. And Bria's like, you need to put a red door on that and put some white on it. Make it the 250th. And I'm busy, right? With my day job, super busy. And then what little time I have outside of that, I'm working on trying to get these files done so you guys got something to enjoy with the 10-3s. So I just slapped some paint on this blue one, and I was like, it's ugly. I'm going to consider it done for now. It was a prototype.
And that's the thing too, right? Like, out of these 4 or 5 scouts I have, 2 of them I sanded and filled and worried about it. And a couple I haven't. And most people won't be able to tell the difference.
Right.
So if you don't want to go crazy, you don't have to. And the way these scouts are, most, if not all, of the glue work is done what I would call behind the scenes, where it's not going to show on the finished side. You can do it on the inner portions where the glue joints, what glue joints there are on the panel line of the door. So they're not just out in the middle of nowhere where you have to really, finish it. So right on the panel lines of the doors is fantastic. And so the gluing is done on the inside, out of sight. You can put these together, slap some paint on it, and rock it.
I did
on the finish.
I did nothing to this one. All I did was sprayed it. I put some primer on it, let it dry for a few hours, and I put the teal on it, and it was done.
Yeah, dude. The yellow one back here, I didn't do anything but paint it, and the blue one right there, I didn't do anything but.
Where does all this sand come from?
Paint it.
Christmas.
I know, right?
It's like it never stops. I need to find some build plans for an 85 K5 Blazer like I used to have.
Actually, I know the answer to that question a little bit, where the sand comes from. So those boat side skids,
yeah,
it gets in them.
Well, yeah,
it can get in them.
It does, but you know what? I have worked this thing. I've had this chassis upside down and messed with it so much since Kirk and I were out Saturday that it's, again, like brand new. There's no sand anywhere on it. It's all upstairs on my kitchen floor.
Well, sometimes you see those slots on top of those boat sides. That's where it goes and it comes out.
Yep.
So,
but it's so worth it.
Absolutely. And if we weren't fiddling with them all the time, they wouldn't be on our benches. But we're out here with calipers and this and that, getting them dialed in.
Seems like every extra minute I've had the last probably 4 weeks or so, 5 weeks. I'm in
having
front.
Weird anxiety.
I'm in front of my computer with a set of calipers in my hand.
Bro, all day, the fact that my printer was quiet was a little bit unnerving. It's the first day in running it.
It's like coming home without a dog. It's like, man, why is it so quiet?
Yeah, something's missing. What's up? Something's missing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Well, and I've put this thing on hold.
Yeah, shoot, finish that off when you get a chance.
I will. It's not going to happen anytime soon. I want to get these things done and get some of these going out the door to you guys so that you can enjoy them.
Absolutely. And honestly, dude, as long as the printers are running, we're fine. So, you know, we get to a point where it's like, all right, cool. We can kind of relax on the design and just print some, which means you got time to finish the ones you're making for people. Cause we do have some we're making for folks, and have to put together kits as well. So that's going to be fantastic when we line up all of that. We've got a lot of kind of prep work to do, to get ready to kind of launch with a bit of a splash is the goal.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's good stuff.
Like talking to the dedicated peeps here it's kind of like, if you're on the fence, you know, probably jump off and make a move, because I think it's going to be where you got to take a number. It's going to be where you got to take a number.
Yep.
I think him and I both are confident that once these get out there, we'll be busy.
Well, that's why I just showed it 2 different times, and I'll do it again in a bit. You know, I'll do it a couple more times throughout the show. You know, it's just to set this chassis right here, and within like 10 seconds, pop it on, take it off, put another body on. You can take an extra body and put it on your backpack and go out in the woods with one on there, and you know, you drive halfway through with a Scout and then rip that thing off, hang it on your backpack, and put your Ford on, or put your Chevy on, or put this on.
This is good enough that the Lexan people should be using this.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, this is a good enough system to be stolen.
It will. It will be.
That's not an invitation, but just, I've been around a minute. Yes.
Now, the way I got it laid on the plate, it was just so I could do it as fast as possible. So, because, you know, again, this thing, I don't know if this is going to work or not. This is the bumper for the Blazer. So it might be a big bust.
Donald, are you wanting a 10 scale Blazer too? Is that what you're saying? I think that's what he's saying, brother.
Yeah, he wants this black. He's itching to get this black Blazer I got over here.
Nice.
I got 4 of them. 3 of them are going to probably go in the trash.
See, somebody who doesn't mind a one-off could make something out of that.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. It's not something that you couldn't fix.
Right.
You know, it's the placement of the front, you know, the spring clip.
Yeah.
Or it's
somebody doing a one-off, not trying to go into production like we are, like, bro, a modeler can make that work. Look at the stuff we've made work that should have died. Like, yeah. Come on. It can be done. Now, it's not for mass production or whatever, but it, you know.
That's how I like supports to come off, bro.
I changed my support settings on the Z.
One big chunk.
Nice. Mine seem to be coming off better now. I changed it. I added 0.05 to the already what was 0.2.
Man, you are all into these numbers tonight. 0.05, 0.3, 0.2.
Well, yeah. And the layer height on these prints are 0.2 until I get to the top where it matters at the front end of the grill. And then I am at 0.08. And I'm able to get a pretty nice fidelity out of the front of these rigs and avoid a lot of the plateau, what I always used to call concentric lines, the stepping.
Right.
That's inevitable over curved surfaces depending on the orientation. So I have learned a lot.
You're gonna be mad at me because I can't wait to see if this fits in front of everybody. They're all gonna see me fail, but I need to go upstairs and get my Allen wrench so I can take these bolts out so I can put the bumper in.
Do it.
I'll be back in.
If you're ready for public critique, sure.
Whatever. You know what? As much crap as I've gone through with this whole thing.
Yeah. No, I'm good at delivering it. Look, I'm great at bad news delivery.
Yeah, but it's bad news, but it's good news.
It's always on the way to somewhere good.
Yep, exactly. All right, I'll go get my my Allen wrench.
2 millimeter defeater.
Yep.
Flapping lips. What up? Chilling. Kelly just pulled off the Blazer bumper and is going to check the fit on it. He's got to run and get a wrench. That's it. That is it.
Flapping lips in the house?
Yes, sir.
Nice. These guys come alive about time we're getting done.
Yeah.
Sorry, but I have a job where I get woken up a lot of times. God bless purchasing agents at RV factories at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. And if you don't answer, they keep calling until you do. So that happens. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to put these screws back in. I'm just going to see if this fits.
Yeah, you don't need to. And then if you're wrong, you can slide it. Any other panel wagons? I don't know. They're cool. They're heavy, though. They kind of are heavy. That travel all, though, is nice. I ain't going to lie. But it's an oddball. We're trying to kind of hit with the popular stuff at the moment. I mean, dude, a Dodge Power Wagon that looks like a van, like a panel truck, would be sick to me.
Are you kidding me?
But it would be heavy. Let's see that bumper. Sick.
It's no, it's not right.
Is it out all the way or in all the way?
I've got to lower the pins in the bracket down more to get it to sit at the right height.
To bring the bumper up. To bring it up.
Figured yeah, exactly. You can see it.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah. Couple millimeters.
Yep. But close, you know. So I said, when you're working in CAD and putting stuff together in a perfect world on a computer versus the real world, it's just different. But, I mean, I'm okay with it. I know where I need to go. You know, so this will be a couple small adjustments and we'll be right back on track. It's all good.
Yeah. And, you know, the work you do on a bumper, it's easy to print it off and check it. So once you get the body right, it starts to be quick moving. Because the body's right, the ride height is good, man. All that stuff is dialed. So it's just the details now.
So what I'm seeing is this raised, hang on, if I can get the light right, this raised plate right here I need to lower that down.
Yes.
And it will work just dandy fine. It'll be perfect.
Oh, because the body will sit down lower, or what?
It'll allow the body to sit a little bit lower. But right now, when I click, I can close the body down onto the bulkhead and lock it. The problem is forcing this to do this.
I gotcha.
So this whole thing needs to come down.
Yep.
Relative to the bumper. Not a lot, but a little.
So just that block between the bumper and the small block has to lose a little dimension.
Yep.
That's what's up. Dude, the new 10.3s, Donald Warren, are nice. They really are. Those builder's kits, I love them. I love them. And I love how quiet the transmissions are. If you want a dig, you can throw it in there. And it's straight axle, which is cool. So that's what I'm screaming. What, a panel truck? Or wagon?
Well, I didn't get it to.
Let's go, dude.
Yep.
So rad.
All right. Yeah.
So
but that's, I'm wasting so much filament doing this, guys, but it's got to be done. I get close and I got to make some adjustments.
but it's got to be right. And it's better to be screwing with a bumper than the whole body.
Oh yeah, for sure. 100%.
Which is why it's kind of the last thing we do, because once you get the body right, now you can dial in the bumper.
Yep. And I'm doing this exercise where I'm putting one body on, taking it off, put the other one on, but we're going to, it's going to take a little more time, obviously, because you're going to change the bumper, and it's kind of nice because this Ford, we took the bumper off and made it separate and the grill separate from the body. But in the production part, when you put this bumper in and put the bolts in to the bumper mount and you put that body on, this body actually it really just lays behind the bumper, and you could roll that thing down any hill you want and it ain't going anywhere.
It's nice, man, because it's dialed.
It's protecting it. Yeah.
It helps hold it. It's just custom. I mean, it's dialed.
Yep.
And 2 screws, and you put a different bumper on, run different body.
Yep. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. It's a killer setup, guys, and
I'm super pumped for more guys to get them.
After Kirk has now messed with some of these, he's like, he told me the other day, he said, he's like, I've been really happy with the 6s. I know you have, but he's like, with what you and Ryan are doing, and I'm watching you guys work this out, he's like, I kind of want another 10.3. And I'm like, yeah.
10 scale's awesome. 6 scale's awesome, no doubt. But bro, if you like making stuff and having like multiple choices, it's obviously easier on something that you can handle.
Yep.
And hold. Come on, dude. So while you got your box back there, leave it. I mean, come on, dude. Same rig.
Scout's my favorite one, and that yellow body will fit right on this, and this green one will go around his. So you guys can buy these things, finish them the way you want, and you can share bodies, man. How cool is that?
And this one's a clicker too.
Oh yeah. Yep.
There it is. By the body. Come on, dude.
And you got 455s on that, right?
These are Mickey's, so they're
455s.
Yeah, 455.
Yeah, and these are 475s. Now I got a little extra preload right now put into this, but it's sitting a little bit high for my liking, but whatever.
And I ran my red one the other day on 475s.
Yeah.
And the white one on 475s.
Those were the pre-runner Wranglers, right?
Those are 445.
Oh, okay.
So I ran the Patagonia 475s on the white and red one. And then I've run all the tires with every one of them, man, really. So yeah. 445, 455, 475.
Yeah.
Dude, I love how you're not confined to really one thing. And so where you put the shocks, the length of the shocks you decide to use, like you've got opportunities to drop it or raise it.
Yeah,
just and you know what? Just like you would on anything.
And I'm sorry, at $150, it doesn't take very long to put these together. It's a steal, dude. Because you're going to have, I mean, look at all these Lexan bodies that are out there that are, $60, $70. Whatever.
Right. And
you still have to paint them. And they're a pain in the ass.
It's so much easier to paint.
I hate
it's
paint.
So much easier painting these hard bodies on the outside, like you would a real car, than I think Lexan is.
Oh, for sure. I know why Matt's got that. How many days since I've messed with Lexan side up there?
Yeah.
I thought he was crazy when I first got into the surface stuff. I'm like, what's this guy up to? Why has he got that back there? And now I completely understand it. Uh-oh. It's the grand thoroughfare to the office. So Don, or Dodge, 55 Chevy panel wagon or a Dodge. Yeah. We'll get going on the power wagon, old power wagon at some point soon. You gonna take that timber out and fly it or what?
No, I just gotta get it out of the way right now.
Uh-oh.
It's in the way. I don't know why. I thought it'd be a good idea to put it in my office on a drying rack.
Not like messing with airplanes when we're talking about RC trucks. We got it all over here. I wonder if Craig Beavan ever flew my my old A10.
What's that?
I wonder if Craig Bevan ever flew my old A10. I hope he did.
Man, I've been dying to fly, bro. I just can't find the time.
It'd be nice if he would let me know that he flew it and it flew good. I just can't get enough of doing this, man. How fun is that, man?
You just don't know unless you know. I love that we shorten the bed on that so it fits right now on the wheels.
Yep.
So good.
I can't stop doing it because you know what? It's all this hard work. It's the appreciation of it,
Fantastic, dude. I can't print them fast enough right now. It's gonna get to be more of an issue.
Don, I've got a 10-2 upstairs, the old original Deadbolt, and it's got 2.2 Mickeys on it right now at the moment. Ryan always gives me a shit about showing up with big tires on stuff. But now he's got me more into the pedestrian look these days.
Well, I mean,
I'm not gonna do this again. I'm putting this shit away. I'm putting it away because I enjoy the click.
It's pretty good. The click is pretty good.
Oh, so okay. He has a 70 Blazer on his Lexan.
Yep, that's what he said.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know. I need to get this thing out again and run it. I haven't had either one of my SCX6s out for a while. Because I've been beating the living snot out of that Vertex 6.
I haven't either. It's been since Beat the Creek. I want to, but it's like I'm working on this stuff.
You know what? I think the last time that white one ran was Beat the Creek. When Kirk and I went on that night run with the Axial dudes.
I bet
I'm almost certain of it.
I bet you're right.
I don't I know you're poking at me, Don, but I'm not getting rid of this black blazer, brother. I gotta it's actually the closest thing to production right now, so I can tweak things.
I mean, soon enough, everybody can get one. Right?
Yep. Kit and go.
That's it.
So what else we got? You got Black Rifle coffee in the house.
Thank goodness, except I'm out. I don't have any.
Oh, jeez.
Well,
is it Folgers in your cup tonight or what?
It's empty in my cup tonight. Oh, and the Black Rifle came in this morning. Somebody gifted it to us.
Nice.
Yeah.
The Black Rifle. I'm not sure as if I've ever had Black Rifle coffee.
Man, it's good, dude. We were out of ours, and yesterday we only had enough to make half a pot and didn't have any milk or cream, and ended up getting this Black Rifle today.
What caliber did you get?
Yeah, it was good, man.
That's
it was good, and I'm kind of picky about coffee, so I thought it was delicious. Donald does tea, doesn't drink coffee. That's cool.
I got down on some of that blood pressure tea that from, what was it, Down to Earth, I think it is up there in Granger. It was overpriced BS.
Well, probably. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Heart attack. What is it?
It's blood pressure tea. Yeah, it's supposed to like lower your blood pressure. I honestly didn't see a change in mine at all. So I'm like, I'm done with going to Down to Earth because everything in there's, Cadillac prices, bro.
Yeah, I'm driving blood pressure up.
I'm driving a Fiat, man, going to a Cadillac store. Come on.
I don't want to deflate. I don't want to deflate. I would think like blood pressure tea would be also known as water, maybe, instead of like coffee. Like I drink enough coffee. It's kind of like on purpose adding anxiety to your life, right? Like just get all jacked up and everything's a bother.
Yep. Be just like Kramer, brother. Yep. So Bree saw me. She's like, "What are you doing drinking coffee? It's like 6 o'clock at night or whatever." And I'm like,
"I drink until it's gone, man.
I gotta maintain and keep moving here because 7:30, 8 o'clock, I'm ready to like be lights out."
That's nuts to me
because I'm up so early, bro.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I don't, but I've heard of that.
You've heard of it? It's a pretty crazy concept. And you know what? It's kind of nice because I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I take dog out, and the cat does his thing, and then it's nice and it's quiet, for 3 or 4 hours.
My quiet time happens at night instead of in the morning. So,
right.
I'm up late every day. I always have been.
Yep. But you know what? If you're a night owl, you're always a night owl. I've always been the early to bed, up early.
It's been like that since high school, dude. I mean, I'm sure there were times like in the service and stuff where I was going to bed a little more proper, but to be up and at it early. But
I thought it was funny back a few weeks ago when you did a run through Starbucks on your video, and you misunderstood. You thought that I don't know what happened, but you thought we were meeting at 8:00. I think it was.
Was it a misunderstanding or a standing or a bold-faced lie? Which was it?
No, it was straight up no shaker. Like, I was shocked when I pulled into the parking lot and your truck was there and you weren't in.
That is not the kind of mistake I am trying to make, for sure.
Kirk and I showed up on time, and he's like, Ryan's like, where in that? What the hell? It's like, what are you doing here so early?
Well, I think I reached out to make sure I was at the right place. You know?
Yeah, I don't know what.
I was like, is this where we're going? Because I'm here already. And usually I'm the last one.
And then Kirk one morning, I don't know if you were there or not. I can't remember. I think he might have been.
I think I was. Didn't he go to the completely wrong place?
Yeah, we were meeting at Oxbow, and or was it? It was either we were meeting at Oxbow, and he went out to Bonneville, or we were at Bonneville, and he went to Oxbow too. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing clear over there?
Yeah. Did he end up making it or just say forget it that day? I can't remember.
Oh no, he showed up.
Did he?
Kirk, he won't miss a good call session.
It depends, especially if you're at Bonneville Mill, whatever, where we're going to be, because it's not like we don't really trail there. We kind of hang out on those rocks. So
those are not rocks. Those are boulders, dude. Those things are gigantic.
It's probably a mess now though, too. Oh, there he is. He went to Bonneville instead of.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Kirk. I know you're still in here. I'm not making fun of you, brother. I'm just like stating facts. I'm like, where the hell did Kirk go?
Well, thank goodness now that, we've taken a break and pivoted on truck design and have worked out one of the most important things you could have in RC for your life, to augment it, to make it better, bigger, faster, stronger. And that is a selfie stick coffee cup holder that Kelly designed.
Oh, dude, it's too bad that the camera's sitting on my selfie stick.
Because the thing's on there?
Because the coffee cup holder's on there. But I got yours upstairs. How many times have I seen you since I made those? I gave Kirk his the other day, and he was like, dude, that is sick. Because you can take one of them great big ass Yetis that I carry, sit that right down in there, and it's like a pendulum. It keeps everything nice and like
nice. Who needs a gimbal, dude, on your selfie stick when you can just have your
40 ounce on there?
Your Stanley on it.
I'm gonna go grab that one for you. Dude, that's pretty slick design.
Do it. Yeah, they printed me one. He designed one up for me. Excuse me. Oh, man, I need to print some stuff. Apparently, he's going out of town to get it. Out of town. I hear footprints.
I'm back.
Was there?
I'm back. I'm back.
Did you have to pay any tolls? Okay, there we go.
So it's two pieces, split right here in the middle. This thing clamshells so beautifully onto the selfie stick, and then I've got it tapered, and I made this to fit a venti Starbucks cup, and it just works out that this fits perfect with one of them big ass Yetis.
Sick.
And I'm not kidding you, dude. It literally, like when it's full of water and we're out there in the woods, I used mine the other day. And it actually, when you're taking video and stuff, it actually helps keep things stable.
That's crazy.
So yeah, so this is yours here. I need to give this to you.
I like it.
And it's held together with 5mm bolts, bro.
Jeez.
It's not coming apart. So if anybody wants a selfie stick file for a coffee holder or cup holder, let me know. I'll send it your way, man.
It's on the Shopify for $100.
You know what I'll do? I'll start throwing these in with the kit. A free selfie stick coffee holder.
That's hilarious.
With every purchase.
Yeah, you need to brand it. Like that's the thing you put the words on.
Yeah, I'm gonna brand it. It's gonna be 14 fingers is what it's gonna say on here. Guy's got 14 fingers. He's got 10 fingers. He's using all 14 of them.
There you go.
Crowdy Ender 3 Max Neo. How can I set up for Pet G? I would tell you the same thing that Ryan told me a week and a half ago. He did some searching. I did a Google search for my machine. So I did, Crowdy K1 Max. Be specific with the filament that you're using, what brand and what it is. And, ask the question of how do I get the best fidelity or whatever. And it's pretty,
or just the settings period, like whatever you want to know. Like I would ask for just the settings period. And then if there's anything specific you want out of it, then you can refine the question. But he's right. Like now with my printer, I can just select Pet G, but I can also select different brands of filament or generic Pet G or generic PLA or whatever like that. And it will baseline it and it is what it is. But then I've asked the thing, just Google or whatever. I've also asked it, hey, I'm printing translucent Pet G. What's the best settings for getting it super smooth or whatever? And so on the lenses, because they're small, I was able to play with settings that I normally would not play with on a print that's already 10 hours. I'm not going to experiment and hope on refinement because all of a sudden it's a 20-hour print and you may not like it. But on the lenses, man, that's where I was able to jam it out and learn a bunch. So literally what he said, tell the AI, the Google, say, hey, I have an Ender K3. I'm using this brand of Pet G. What are the best temperature settings or whatever settings you're after? And it'll tell you. And then you can plug them in.
I didn't realize that, with all the different brands of filament makers out there, on the sticker that's on the filament, it gives you a temperature range
it does
to run in. And so, in the Pet G, I didn't realize it, but the different brands, they do have specific different temperature ranges. So just because your machine, you change it to Pet G, and it says, okay, I'm going to do this at 260 or 255 degrees or 250 degrees. The material you're using might only be a 230 or 240 degree, material. And so, you got to watch that. I didn't, I keep learning stuff every day with this whole thing.
Bro, the speed, flow. I don't want to scare people because this is stuff that you can further refine, but generally getting close to a default is fine unless it's not. And so you learn more from failure sometimes than success. And so trying stuff that I had never done before and failing, I've learned more than the whole time I was printing with it beforehand. But you really just got to ask. There's stuff that I've learned with Pet G that I did not know or need to know yet with PLA. And honestly, with Pet G, I always have the door wide open now and I have the lid vented. But with PLA, I just shut it. And I've had prints where I'm starting to realize when they fail why. So there's a thing that if it's too hot or doesn't cool off, if you have the print all looks fantastic, but like the back corner or somewhere away from the cooling is where the failure is, I'm moving my print closer to the front edge of the bed where my door's open. You know, like when I've got my hood or whatever that needs to look good on the bed, I'm as close to open air as I can be. And yeah, dude, I mean, there's all kinds of little things you can do, but honestly, I just literally asked the Google. and you can ask it generically and it'll give you a pretty good answer. But when I ask it, hey, I've got Sunlu red translucent Pet G in a Bamboo X1C, what's the best settings to make it smooth? And it'll tell me. It'll tell me layer line messing around. It'll tell me ironing, fuzzy skin. And then if it doesn't tell you the settings, it's like, okay, what there's a sub window underneath that same answer. So if it's giving you a big answer and then it says, if you want to know anything else, whatever. And I'm like, well, what number should I punch in for the fuzzy skin dimensions? Because if you just do fuzzy skin generic, it makes the whole thing look like it's carpeted, so to say. But if you dial in the fuzzy skin to as small as it can do, in conjunction with refining the height of the layer line and letting your machine do ironing, all of a sudden this stuff starts happening where you don't see the lines at all. But on a big print that costs you a ton of time.
Right.
So I've learned to save some of that extra super refinement for the thing like my lenses where you see every little ring and detail and bezel and screw on, which
and those
was not easy.
And those look fantastic, by the way. I mean, I have some of them here that you printed. I looked them over and they're great. Would you print in an enclosed or open printer? For me, I always print my K1 Max. It never has the glass top on it. It's always open, no matter what I'm printing. Doesn't matter. Like Ryan said, when I start running Pet G here next week, I'll leave the door probably cracked open or wide open, or at least turn my fans up because that stuff's pretty wicked. Just depends on what you're doing and what you're using and what you're gonna have to play with your printer settings, Don, and do what Ryan's saying. Look at Google and try and find a starting point and then refine from there a little bit here and there.
And the defaults are a good place to start from. And like all of the trash I've talked about ASA, now knowing what I've learned lately, I'm wondering if, because ASA prints so hot compared to PLA and Pet G, I'd never had the door open, bro. I guarantee you those warps that I experienced and stuff, if I were to have printed that stinky ASA with the door open, it would have been that much better.
Probably.
So PLA, by the way, is my absolute favorite. The only reason we're not using it is because the whole community is sold on the fact that PLA is going to warp on you in the heat. Here's the truth. PLA doesn't start warping until 130 degrees. But if you leave it in the car and you run in somewhere or something, it can get pretty hot in a car. So 130 degrees for PLA, it's like 150 for PETGs, and it's like 170 for ASA ABS. So guess how I know? I asked the stupid Google chat search bar, bro. That's it. It's all there. You just have to think about what you want to know. That's literally it. Right. So, and I was like, because I'm like, what's the deal, man? We're going into production on these things. I would rather print PLA, but it's like, all right, people are going to want PETG or, something a little more temperature resistant. I think PLA is easier to finish and take paint. ASA and ABS are a little nastier, harder to print, because of the temps, but you can chemically smooth them with acetone. So everything's got it's because of the styrene in that ABS and the ASA. And then PETG is kind of, I don't know, it's its own thing, but it always seems to print kind of shiny, and they act like it's hard to finish, but it hasn't been for me yet. But I haven't done a ton of it. But I know that my big red Travelall is ASA, PETG, PLA, whatever I had is in that thing, and it finished fine. So, whatever.
But I want to add it to my printer, but that honestly I don't know how. To me, I understand what you're asking now. You're asking how you can save parameters for certain things. I think you still need, I would ask Google that exact question.
Seriously. You should be able to tell it what filament's in there, and it kind of default to a baseline for that filament, even without all this extra kind of dial in talk. I know with mine, I have to tell it what's in it.
I think he's really wanting to know how to save the parameters in his printer. So I think that's more of again, a Google question, but being specific with your printer model and how do I, or look on YouTube. Dude, I'll tell you what, a lot of times I'd rather look at YouTube than do a Google search. There's so much good content on YouTube. It's crazy.
Yes. I've done that too when I want a video. When I just want the information.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's kind of where watching the YouTube videos is kind of where you learn the language, so you know what to ask. So like I've watched a lot of Bamboo X1C guy tutorials, and they'll cover a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, okay, but I don't quite get it or remember it. But at least now I kind of got the vocabulary, so I know what to ask when I'm sitting here doing it. Yep. And I learned how to paint different colors for multicolored prints. You know what I mean? And, watching videos. So I didn't like what I ended up with, but I learned how to do it. So the first lenses I was making for the back, I had painted on in the slicer the silver bezel for it. But because it's translucent red and not translucent silver, different brands, it never really kind of jived. Like I can peel that silver bezel off too easy no matter what I do, and I believe it. I've got a shoebox full of experiments to prove it.
Right. Well, and they say that like PLA and PETG, with printing them two together in doing some layers and then changing whichever way you go, the PLA and the PETG do not play well together.
Dude, I don't know what printer would even let you do that on the same project. Because most of the problems I've had is when I've screwed that up, where I will have not changed it in the project, but maybe I changed it on the printer. And so like there's still PLA in that slot, but I'm printing it at PETG temperature, and surprise, I melt up the PLA so much now I got to take it apart and clean it.
Right.
I use PETG all the time. The default on Bamboo works great. Yeah, it's a great starting point. My experience was trying to make the multicolored prints work for me with a translucent PET G and a not translucent PET G. And I did a lot of playing around with temps and this and that to try to get it to adhere good. And it didn't really matter what I did. It wasn't working. But in general, when I just print straight up, my settings are default.
Are good.
Yeah.
Yep.
The only time I've really changed it was for trying that multicolored stuff. But I'm back on the defaults. Now the only thing I'm doing is really messing with the layer height at the very where it counts. And the default is inner to outer wall. I go outer to inner. I'm just taking advice from guys that are talking about fidelity and making it look good. So
yep.
I'm trying those things. Sometimes slowing things down. Make sure you slow down for overhangs. If you've got variable layer height you can mess with, you can control where that is. You don't have to run it over the whole print. So only do it where it matters. If you have problems somewhere, like you could do it. I can do that on the X1C, man. And so it's actually pretty rad, dude, because these are all PET G. So there's one of the PET G front ends. You can kind of see where it prints like this straight up, right? Where it starts to round this curve because it's the end of the print and the orientation, this would be stepped off like crazy. But it's smooth. And you can see right where the line, kind of the sheen starts to carry the gloss a little different. It's because it went from on the flat stuff, I let it print at 0.2. And where it counts over the curve, I'm at 0.08, which cleans up the front end from having a ton of that plateau business. So take a good note of this. There's a little bit of work to do still, but it's not bad. You could just paint it and go. So take a good look at that. And I'm going to show you one where I didn't do this. Like, keep in mind these curves there by the lights and the curve there over the front and, underneath and what I call the valance. It looks pretty good for right off the printer. Dude. Let me show you one I haven't sanded. I sanded that. This works. I actually printed this one off pretty good too. But what I'm talking about is really you're going to see it around the lights and the curves by the lights and the front balance. You see all that plateauing. These cameras are garbage for the stream. Anyway, take my word for it. It ain't showing up.
Garbage trash.
Garbage
trash. So MBX5, Brian, what's up, man? Had done a lot of night custom print with PET G. Every print turns out great. Yeah. That's, just learning your printer and your settings and orientation is key.
Bro, the night customs G codes are dialed. And this is PLA, but that's a night customs interior for the CJ. And I use this driver and everything. And the only time he looks ugly is when I used to mess with it myself. But I use his G codes and it's fine. What else? Night customs? No, I did Jersey Scalar. I did the Porgen and this Toyota thing.
Yeah, man. Night Customs, he's got some really nice stuff.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Super nice.
But yeah, man, the printer stuff is fun. It is. And honestly, I don't know how long we've been doing this. The first time I ever did not just use defaults was this lately. Just lately. And part of that's because I'm trying to print this off in a way where what you get is as good as we can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Not relying on, like when I make one for myself, I don't care if I got to sand it a bunch and file it and this and that, whatever. But if I've learned how to make it better, I'm going to for you and for myself. Like I love that I've got less to do now on these. And I talked to Kelly about this a little bit too. Like depending on how you orient them is going to put the problem somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and some of it's inevitable, but what little plateauing is still on this is so small now, it's easier to finish. It's going to take less fill. It's so cool.
Yep. And we've been, for 2.5 years, we've just been printing off whatever and sanding out what we need to and just completely disregarding that there's all of these great, awesome settings to be able to make your life easier on the back end.
I was overwhelmed by it. Yeah, I was 100% just doing defaults, just like you, and it was fine until it wasn't.
Yep. Yeah.
Honestly, you know what really got me?
And now we're doing this.
This is a little bit of a shout out, but what really got me was some of the red line designs, finally laying my eyes on them in person.
Oh yeah.
The IJs, because they're printing those off in colors. They're not really painting them. And I'm like,
right.
I saw them at the booth and the guys were great. I talked to a handful of them. You did too. And I was like, because I do print a bunch of rigs, so do you. And I'm looking at these things and I'm like, what are you doing to get that finish without having to fill and paint and finish? And he told me. And so I went home and started searching that up, And so what I did was what they probably have, I guarantee it, multiple printers, and they're okay with setting one up to take forever to print to get that fidelity. For what they're making, it makes sense because those things bolt together. You don't want to have to paint them. I get it.
Right.
So they had some really nice textures and no line texture that I was super impressed with. And I was like, how do you do that? And then they told me, very nice. And then I look it up when I get home, and then I try it on a small thing or whatever. And I'm like, man, that takes forever. Then I'm like, how do I do it on just this part? Because I don't need the whole thing like that because we are going to paint them. So then I learned how to do what they were doing and apply it to just where I needed it.
Where you absolutely needed it.
Brother,
yep.
It's all there if you know what to ask. That is literally it.
Yeah.
Double a day.
Right,
what
guys.
up?
One more time, guys.
Yep. We got box back and truck top scouts. Links in the description to the new RC3D Fab Factory YouTube channel. It has no content. Go over there and subscribe. It's hilarious.
You want
the
a blazer?
The listings for the scout kits is up, and some other one-offs on the Shopify, and then links to short form, join the channel, memberships, all that business is in the YouTube description. Bro, 3 bodies universally dropping on any 10-3. Drop the mic. Bruh. Great job.
I had to show it again.
Whoever's doing that, design work, fantastic.
I know, Don. I did say I was done, but you know what? I'm like, I got to do this one more time. Before we close out this show tonight, I had to do it one more time. Yeah, double day for sure, man. The Blazer is the last one that I've been working on.
Bro.
So
I'm telling you, for a trail truck, you can't pick a better platform than the Scout. The approach and departure angle is going to make this be a real performer, unlike some stuff that's got a real long back end. So good, bro. It's my fave. We got videos of these on our channels running too. This one's patinaed out. This is my number one here. And they run on 475s down to 419s, no problem.
double day. You want a Blazer, brother? Check this out. Here, man. Here's a Blazer for you, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I love my white one.
I ain't gonna lie. I like my baby blue and white Blazer.
Look at that nasty paint, dude. So nasty. Yeah, man.
The big Blazer.
Big dog.
The big dog. That would fit on my G-made Buffalo.
Wow, are those that big?
SCX6 body is what that is.
Yeah, man.
And those big ones that I've done, and it's kind of where we've ended up, how we've gotten to where we are now, is because all of my SCX6 bodies, that IJ that's on the SCX6, it hinges at the back using the stock Honcho shoulder bolts. So it's got a clip on the front of it. All of these 6 bodies I have all hinge at the back. Don's doing a Blazer right now that I sold him all the parts. I printed 2 of them out for the 6. And I sold 1 set to him, and he's working it out. He did it a little bit differently, but he's still hinging at the back. It's cool. Oh, G-Made Buffalo is a copy of a SCX10. Okay.
Basically, 12.3 wheelbase, and our stuff works with our bumper mount right now. The Scout, the F250, the Blazer, future stuff all drop on any 10.3 with our bumper mounts.
Yep.
And then it just clicks on and off.
Yep.
So that would be the only challenge on the G-Made. It is the bumper mounts. So show them the clips. Show them underneath of that body. How's this work?
So there's the spring clip up front. It's got it clips right onto the bottom of the front bulkhead. And then at the back, this bracket with this pin accepts into, if you can see it.
Yep.
Maybe right there. There you go.
Yep.
That bracket goes right into
like a hinge, but it also is easy to undo. It just comes out if you want. And then clips in. And so that front spring tension clip holds pressure, the pin in that mount in the back. You're not going anywhere.
What would the black Blazer set you back? Dude, we're going to start selling that as a kit here real soon. Probably in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. If you go look on the site at the Scout kits, I would say it's going to be similar, very close to the same price as the Scout kit with the box back.
Yep.
And if you're in the States, that's the shipped price for now.
Yep. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's 160.
Ryan and I decided to figure out how to make things modular and universal. and we've done it. And
So
we don't want to price gouge anybody. We want to have some fun with this and share out our love, and it's we love the hobby, so
it's worth every bit of that.
We're doing it.
I've seen more complicated kits go for $300. The print time, the time, the wear and tear on the machine, the shipping, the design time, all of that, it is what it is. That is what it is.
Yep.
Because we have dialed these. We can't sell the files. They're not our files to sell, but we have highly modified what was originally made to be just looked at on a mantle somewhere and dialed it in for us. We are you, you are we are all together. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Right? So I can't wait for y'all to get these, man. I really can't. And we're just trying to keep it going. That's it. That's it.
Don, to answer your question, at some point I will look at the 10-2 and see what needs to be done there. The brackets that I have aren't going to fit that 10-2.
That's one of the known differences. It is like the 10-2 and 10-3. If they don't make a specific distinction between 10-2 and 10-3 bumpers and bumper mounts, then there isn't one. But they always have. Like in all the shopping I've done for 10-3s, the only 10-2 I ever had was the deadbolt. So I've been on the 10-3s most of my time. And when shopping, bro, there's something different between the 10-2 and the 10-3s for sure. I'm flying. There you go. A cornflake. Let's go.
Yeah, Double Day, thanks. Appreciate it. I don't have a whole lot up there yet on Instagram on that one. So that was fairly new. That was a fairly new account not too long ago for me. So I'll start adding more content to that and get more involved in that.
If you like the progress of these things we're doing and just like what we're doing in general, I mean, the RC3D Fab Factory Facebook group is fantastic. Post up what you're doing there. We did just open up the YouTube channel for this as well, RC3D Fab Factory. There is absolutely zero content on it at the moment. And I think it'll be hilarious to have a handful of subs before there's any content. But that's where content's going to go. But in the meantime, go to KKRC76 YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, to see these particular, products running, and then all of our other predecessors to that, which got us to this point. You can see all the cool rigs, man, that our crew, me, Kelly, and Kirk, have made. And what we've learned doing those is how we are here. Every time we've done one of those cool bodies, we had the same problem to solve. How in the heck do you mount it? Kelly had a head start, and I kind of resisted at first with the way he was working out the back end to hinge and a front clip on the 6s. Needed some refinement, but it was working for him, and battery changes were easy for him. And I was always jealous, low key, I ain't gonna lie, how easy they could change their bodies. And so we had some ideas going into this on the 10 scale things that were a little bit different than what we ended up with. But with his experience, with what he had already done on the 6s, and kind of a marriage between what I was aiming for and what he was already familiar with, we kind of got the best of it all. That pin in the groove and then the spring tension clip, it's an idea that's been out there with a clip, but to redesign that where instead of just clipping, it holds it from going, once it's clipped in, it can't move side to side and it won't go too far down. Fantastic. It's so cool. And it's still, you get the hinge benefit, but if you just pull it forward, it's out. So it's better than what you were doing on the 6s, but it's born out of that approach. And my 6s, listen, they were bulletproof, but I had to unbolt my bodies to change the battery or try to do yoga to get a battery under the seat or something. So
I think
after a lot of trial and error, this is where we're at. It's fantastic. I ain't gonna lie.
So the Ford will stand up on its own. Right there.
Yeah, and
the Scout, it seems like the way the geometry is with the pin and how that floor is pretty close down there.
Yes.
Along with everything at the back, it just doesn't really want to do what the Ford does. So
yeah.
each one of the bodies is going to be a little bit different because it just depends on how much room you got between the pin and the bumper, really.
Well, the reason it works on the Ford is because the departure angle is actually not as good as this one. So when you hinge this one back, you're into your bumper and the floor, and so you really get to a point where that's it on the. That's actually pretty good, but it won't hold itself. But just so what, man? Just take it off. But for battery changing, you can do it. You know, you put a hand in there and hold it up, or put a prop stick in there, whatever. But there it is. This one I refuse to put together all the way because I use it all the time for sizing up and testing until just recently. We're final now on this, so good. But
so double a day. It was after seeing your IJ SDX6s at Beat the Creek or something. Okay. Yep.
Sick.
I do remember chatting with you for sure.
Dude, they had to dip that next. I didn't even get to see my buddies. We're hometown, dude. We run together, but I didn't get to see these dudes at Beat the Creek because they left Saturday morning. Crazy. So you would have seen them on Friday.
Right.
I was there Saturday and Sunday.
Exo Cage RC. Yeah, I pay attention to what Joe's doing. I like watching Joe's stuff. He's a good dude. Smart guy with all of what he's doing.
Suburban, man. Long stuff is tough. Maybe we do need a Gladiator. So we make a crew cab or a long deal.
So he was talking about Suburban. Have you seen the Tahoe I just finished? Don's been on me about Suburban, and after I did this Tahoe, it took some time. There's the Tahoe,
dude.
Yeah.
Nice. I feel like I'm at the dealership, dude.
The dealership?
Yeah. That's killer.
I live in Washington State. Man, you got some beautiful country to go crawling up there. Heck yeah.
He can deal with PLA all day. We literally are only doing Pet G because that's what the community seems to want as far as temp resistance. Everything we've done up till now has been PLA and has been fine. But I get it. Don't leave it set in the car forever.
Right.
We're doing Pet G, so it's not a concern.
Well, right now, the temps we're having right now here in northern Indiana, there's no way I'd let one of these sit in the back bed of my truck. No way.
Yeah, no.
No. I mean, 91, 92, 93 with high humidity. Yes. I would guess probably that even Pet G would have a hard time withstanding this 90s and the high humidity right now.
I mean, as long as it doesn't hit 150 degrees, brother, you're good.
Yeah, and this body, I'm holding it, by the body here. And it's held on with just magnets, believe it or not. So, yeah. This one, I kind of got commissioned to do this body for somebody, and so that's what I did. And he's getting it probably this weekend. He's going to grab it, but So this is I showed it off earlier. It's an Element Ecto crawler chassis, and I loved it stock, but I wound up taking and putting, I forget what motor I got in this now. It's a Spectrum system, and it's hopped up because Ryan and Kirk and I got pretty heavy into the pre-runner stuff out of the 10 scale. And we had another buddy from Illinois he had a pretty hot pre-runner that was all-wheel drive. So I decided to do that to this, put the IFS2 system on it, and went ahead and made these buckets that fit right onto the stock axial pins, and put magnets in there, and that's what I did. So it's with a very little bit of change on this chassis, he'll be able to take these mounts off, put the original mount pins back on, and be able to run this chassis with this body, because this body's going with it, an old 442. So that body goes on this chassis, and he can run it as a pre-runner.
Nice.
So he's got basically,
and that's definitely a custom deal.
Two trucks in one, you know.
Yeah. What up, Lasso Kid? Dude, I just looked at a 67 Suburban. Who was talking about that? Those are long, bro. Double a day. Sweet, dude. Getting one restored. Man, you live in that thing. The Suburban would be a little bit like this panel truck, the 64 International. I think we'd have to do a lot of goofing to make it work, but a Gladiator long stretched out 10.3 would be a good baseline to start with.
Yep.
And if you were willing to concede 475s down to 419s, I think it could be done.
Yep, probably.
Honestly, if you get liberties on this, now look, we try to stay, and we are able to stay honest to scale on these proportions, but we have also done other projects where we have taken extreme liberties and they still look good. So it can be done. Like, let me show off one of these. This ugly thing, I took extreme liberties on this to make it work on a 12.3 wheelbase. This is an old FC 150 Jeep. So I took extreme liberties. So like it can be done, right? You can kind of screw with stuff and make it work. Now, by the time I stretched this out to work on this wheelbase, if I were to have stayed honest with the width, it would have been, I'll show you the example because I have it. And I wasted the filament, so I might as well show you. So hold on. This is nuts. And I think you'd have to do something like this on the Suburban. So if I were to have stayed honest with the scale proportions, this truck that's on this chassis would have been that wide.
That's nuts. That is absolutely crazy.
So this was what I would call taking extreme liberties with the scale numbers to make it work. It still looks fine, man. You know? So I think you'd have to do that on a Suburban, and it wouldn't be as extreme a difference as this. But like, that is so wide, it doesn't make any sense to make it. This would almost is a SCX6 body. And so I was not going to print that big a body on a 10 scale rig. So extreme liberties. I stretched it to get the length right, but I didn't do that to the width or the height. And so it works. It's not honest, but the Scout, the Blazer, the Ford, they're honest.
Yep. Well, another good example of him talking about stretching things out, this Jeep Gladiator I'm working on for a 6 for a buddy of mine. I printed this out using 3 different percentages in size to get this thing to be putting a crew cab onto a stock SCX6 chassis is a real pain in the you-know-what, period. It just,
so he had to take liberties to work that out without changing the chassis rails and drive shafts.
Yeah, so this actually is coming out really, really, and the wheelbase is spot on. But I had to work it out, and I'm using 3 different percentages of scale on all 3 axes on everything I print with this so that it's right.
But you wouldn't know for just looking at it. So the problems can be overcome.
Right.
And we've done it. We actually, our SCX6 Scouts that were made from different files than we're making the little ones from. These little ones are a way better file to begin with than what we had originally. But we tweaked that too. But you can't tell.
Nope. Well, and the IJ, the white IJ up here, it's, yeah. So it was 163% long by 183 wide and 183% tall. And I don't have to take a damn thing off of my SCX6. Where the rest of the guys that are running some of them are running 160, some of them are saying 161, some are saying 163, some are doing 169. And even at 169 all the way around, I still think you got to take stuff off of that chassis to make it fit.
Yeah.
So I widened it, made it the height the same as the width to make it proportional, and then kept the 163 long. And it like I said, it hinges at the back, and works out well. My favorite one's the 163% all the way around, the blue one that goes on my Vertex 6.
Right.
That
one's awesome because the Vertex 6 is so clean and it's so minimal what's on it. There's nothing he had to take off to do it. So he was able to stay honest to the scale on it. But when you're looking at him, you can't tell.
Right.
You really can't. Unless it gets so weird that round lenses start to become egg-shaped or something, like you can't hardly tell. And it depends where you're doing what you're doing at, up, down, out. So obviously if it's only lengthwise, it doesn't really affect your lenses. But it's all a trade-off. It's worth it. I mean, what we have, you can't buy.
Right.
What we're making, you can't buy. Hard bodies are nice to finish and they're very scaled, and we're making them tough enough to beat on too, not just look at. So
there's a lot of guys, Ryan thought I was crazy when I decided I was going to print. I was going to scale up and print a body for the SCX6. He was like, you're crazy. And I'm like, no, I am crazy, but I'm going to do it. And I did. And so then, we've done a few of these 6 bodies, but I'm glad to kind of see a lot of other guys out there that are just taking it on, and doing it themselves. It's kind of where I'm segueing into answering Michael Bird's question. The 10.3 versus the 6, there is absolute no comparison. The 10.3s are so easy to print and finish compared to the 6s.
Oh, like
it's night and day.
Dude, like Kelly's Scout on the 10th scale, the body is 2 prints. On a 6 scale, it would be 8. You know what I mean?
So relative to the 10 scale body, this is the door, one half of the big SCX6 Blazer that Don's trying to finish. Don knows exactly what I've got in my hand versus the 10 scale.
Yeah. So your Ford is 2 prints on the body.
Yeah.
And the Blazer at 6 scale is probably 8 to 10.
It's 8. 8 of these chunks.
Is that the roof and all, or just the body?
Just the body.
Okay, so the roof is another 4 or 2? Probably 4.
I don't remember. What was it, Don? How many parts did you have in that roof that I printed you? Was it 2? I think I squeezed it and got it in 2. I think
it's either 2 or 4.
Either 2 or 4, right? But anyway, so yeah, and this
2.
Look at,
he says.
Look how thick and chunky this is. So yeah, there's a lot of work in 6 bodies. Unless you do a dog truck, then you can just slap it together and make it look like shit underneath and just put some fur on it and you're good.
Yeah, if you're going to carpet it when you're done, the fidelity doesn't matter as much.
Fidelity don't matter. But yeah, the 6s are a ton of work.
Yeah, but they're I mean, it's killer. But yeah,
I cannot believe I printed off that SCX6 Blazer roof in 2 pieces.
I can't either.
I'm pretty sure that's probably the
most you can do.
The most I can do on this printer. Yeah. Yep.
And I would have to do it in 4.
My first Blazer,
I print big.
My blue one, my baby blue one and white one that I had up here a little bit ago. That roof line, I printed that whole big Blazer, the SCX6 Blazer, off of my small little Creality Ender 3. That was the first big one I did. How many parts do I have on the roof of that? Let's see.
4.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wow.
6 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I printed that in 6 pieces on my little Creality Ender 3, where I did it in 2 for Don.
That's awesome.
On my big guy.
That's killer.
Yep.
I need the big guy, bro.
Yep.
But this strategy for the 10 scale, you know, like I've told Kelly before, it's like once we dial that in for the 6s, I'm going to retrofit what I have. Because I would drive my big Scout, my Snowstar 6 scale, a lot more if I could just lift up the body to change the battery. As it is, I have to reach my hand in and do it under the seat or unbolt the body, which, you know, solve the problem. But again, it's not really repeatable. So the way we're making these attached now is completely repeatable, and it makes it really easy to deal with them.
So Don asked to show his current situation with his SCX6 Blazer.
That's looking awesome.
So he's really working it out, and I can't wait till it's done. I cannot wait to see pictures. So he's doing exactly. You know, Ryan, you know exactly what that is. You know?
I know exactly what he's doing. He's taking care of his glue joints with the Bondo paste.
Yep. And he's put some primer on there and some color, and you know, he's working it out. And this is the reason why I sold him that, you know, 8 of these chunks. I had a white one down here. I sold him the white one, and I have the black one down here. And the reason why I didn't sell him the black one is because I really started working on it a while back, and then we got, you know, into this whole 10-3 mess, and you know, started working that out, and I haven't messed with it. But I've also got a Toyota Tacoma down here that I need to finish too for a 6.
Yep.
So yeah, no, he's
Fred, what up?
I'm impressed, man, with what he's got going on, you know.
It looks killer. Yeah. Man, I'm the guy that actually I really like them when they're in progress. Like, I don't mind seeing the Bondo and the fill work and stuff. I don't want to see the lines or the glue joints, but I really don't mind at all Bondo and stuff. One of these days, I'm going to leave one like that. I always end up doing something, painting over it or doing patina on top of it or whatever. But my 54 Chevy had a little bit of Bondo showing here and there, and I loved that. I got rid of that one and my big F250, but I think our short bed kit bash, I'm going to do one again for 6 scale. I love that Corvair I had, bro. I ain't going to lie. I want to do one of those again. Somebody got that, and they love it. And that was my best patina job to date on that Corvair.
I need to add that in to the list, the lineup of the bodies. I've kind of looked at it, but it's so open and so different. It would just, it's going to take a little time to figure out what direction we want to go on that one.
It's doable.
Oh, it's doable. It's just, it's so far out of what we're doing right now with the buys that we have. Everything's clicking and working, and it gives us, the opportunity to get 4, 5, or 6 different buys out, and get these guys, suited up with these things. You're going to love them, how easy they come off and and
then we'll start
reinstall back on.
Yeah. And then we'll take those and make them work for chassis,
Right. What's up, Fred?
Having so many different iterations of 10.3 and having our bodies work with all of them is really throwing a wide net on accessibility. It doesn't matter, straight axle, portal axle, center trans, scale translocation, because there's a lot of differences on the 10.3s. And this works on them, which it may not mean anything to you, but if you really take a close look at all the 10.3s, bumper mounts, shock towers, inner wheel fenders, the way they clip on or don't, or if it's body pins or not, like all that stuff, there's so many differences on them. And with our bumper mounts, he calls them bulkheads, but bumper mounts eliminates any doubt about what you're talking about. I think I'm just over the moon and proud at the work, because that is a huge feat, because it's been a problem we've been wanting to solve for a long time, man. And I won't shut up about it. I feel bad because I say it all the time, but like, bro, since we started doing this, our wheels have been turning on how to make it repeatable and easy.
Mm-hmm. And try to eliminate
complexity.
You guys having to take a bunch of crap off of your stock chassis. Because you know what? At the end of the day, if I have this chassis and I'm running the Blazer on it, and I take this Blazer body off, I've never had them in here, but I can put my pins in here for a body mount pins, and probably get my Lexan body and put it right on here and go run my Lexan body.
Well, if you had a Coyote body, brother, if you had a Coyote body, it would go on right now. But it uses the tongue and the shock. So that's kind of an interesting discussion, because on the F-150, FC-150, that ugly Jeep truck, that was my first 10.3 new builder's kit build. And it basically, for all intents and purposes, is identical to a Coyote, except that it's straight axle instead of portal. And so I went through the trouble of making that FC-150 mount up and use the tongue and groove and the mechanism on the back. And that sucked. That was a crazy lot of work for what you get. And what we're doing now, universal, modular, easier. You don't have to worry about the tongue and groove business. I slapped one of these Scout bodies on my Coyote the other day. All I had to do was take off the Coyote bumpers and slap on the body, and it was like, let's go. So, and I've done it to the CJ. Kirk has slapped the Ford on his old Rubicon like this. It works, man. You might have to
The only thing that Kirk took off of his Rubicon to make the Ford F-250 body fit is the rear inner fenders.
That's right. And the stock bumpers and bumper mounts.
Yeah. Yep.
That's it. And you get that now with a kit.
And that, to me, I mean, that's modular in my opinion. And that's been the end goal, is to try and figure out how we can get as many bodies to fit on here, on, off, and not have to take much of anything, if anything, off from this.
And dude,
so I'm pretty happy with it.
I'm over the moon with it. And I've got a bunch of these 10.3s, but I've only got one of them because I keep selling the good ones. But I've only got one of them that's got a reef servo and a good motor in it. And so I've run some of my other 10.3s that I just threw in what I had. And the ready to run stuff is fine. But once you've gone brushless and had a good, quiet, strong servo, it's hard to go back. So now I'm just swapping bodies, bro. Like the Ford, guess what? It's going on the good chassis that's got the reef servo and the brushless motor. Like, boom. That's it. So all these others that are sitting around here just got brushless power systems in it. I took one out the other day. The first time I ran my Red Scout was on a brushed deal. And then I got my body back from Kelly that had the good stuff in it. And so now all my Scouts run on the good stuff. And it doesn't matter.
So double day. These two parts of my hand, you take your rear inner fenders off of your CJ and take out your front and rear bumper mounts and put these two in. And you can run any one of these bodies that I've taken on and off of this chassis right here all day long on your CJ.
Yep.
And these parts are back ordered for Eons at Horizon.
And they come with our kit, so it's not a problem. It used to matter which 10.3 kit you had. Now it doesn't, because we made our own.
Right. Yep.
So cool, brother.
Dude, Ty's in the house. Ty, check this out, bro.
Seriously. Dude, I changed the listing because it used to be specific. Now it's all the 10.3s.
Ty. All right, here we go, man. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Scout.
Boom, boom, click. Blazer.
Blazer.
Boom, boom, click.
Who wants the football? Who wants an F-250? All on the same chassis. Locked in. Ready to go. I'm done. Mic drop.
Drop the mic. Drop the mic. He's out. Bro.
See? Ty knows. He's like, holy cow.
Yeah. Because he knows and he's seen us figure out every one of these bodies we've made. We've had to like come up with a way to mount it. Dude, 3 bodies on the same chassis. Get out of town, brother. And the way we do the back end, we fuse the bumper into the back end because we have to rely on this hinge pin retention on the back. And on the front, you do get an independent scale bumper for the rig. The Scout's got its own bumper. Ford's got its own bumper. Blazer's got its own bumper. But the mounts and the clicking mechanism, he's not changing the bumper on the front.
Now I got like locked in behind it. You know, it happens. It happens. There it is. I didn't get my pin right. There it is.
Yep, there you go. Bro, come on. Killer.
Good stuff.
More to come. Stay tuned.
More bodies coming.
Stay tuned. So yeah, kits, you can glue them, paint them, finish them yourself. we get any kind of time, we'll have some painted ones or pre-primed ones up there. But I mean, right now I'm cutting out the windows too. So like you don't even have to cut out the Lexan for the windows on this stuff at the moment. Probably won't need to. I'd like to do that for you guys. We've done some really cool things to make the window work easy, so you can hide any glue or bad cuts. I'm proud of that, man. None of this stuff came that way. We've thought about it and made it happen.
Yep. Awesome. Tomorrow's an early day.
Yeah.
It's 9:30. We went a half hour past. I'm sure Josh and Matt are pissed.
Oh yeah, sure.
Keeping everybody over here.
Be paying attention to the internet tomorrow. I think it's going to be a neat day for some of you. Release wise, think about me if you're interested. Links in the description to places you might go shopping. Check it out. Help support the channel that way. Yeah. And check out the links, because we got the RC3D Fab Factory YouTube channel with no content, and we'd like you to go there. And also the Shopify has more listings on it than it did last week. And so the kits for the box back and the truck top Scout are up there now with a week lead time. So, get on it. And the F-250s and the Blazers are right around the corner. And then onwards and upwards. Links in the distro, as they say. Yes, sir, Fred.
Right.
Fred, thank you so much, as always, for your continued support. All you guys that are members of the channel, a few of you, thank you so much. I know I don't do much on the exclusive side. The numbers are what they are on the public side. So going exclusive for like just a few doesn't seem to make sense. But I appreciate all you can do. And it doesn't cost you anything to click those links in the description. It does help support the channel. So thanks. And yeah, with these kits, the goal is that there's going to be a PDF that goes along with an assembly video. So you got something to follow. There are more than one ways to skin a cat. So, don't feel obligated, just highly compelled to follow that. But it is kind of nice to see how it happens. But I think what's neat about these kits is so many things, but one being what I consider to be a low parts count and the absolute user-friendly aspect of it. You can have a great looking body, but not know how to mount it at all. And so this is the best mix between, I think, all of it. Scale looks, but also the performance you're going to get from a linked coilover crawler. We've hidden the shock tower in the back with whatever we're doing. Either it's a barrel or a fuel cell or whatever. You can't get around it. We're the best of both worlds. It's a good mix. You got a great looking truck that performs good, even on the rocks and especially on the trails. And they're hard bodies. They're easier to paint than Lexan, and you can beat them up. You can patina them, or you can go factory finish. It's up to you. Killer.
Yeah. Awesome. Double Day, I'll answer you back. I know you sent me some messages. Don, I'll get back to you. It may not happen till tomorrow, but I will get back to you guys and answer questions and interact with you there. So appreciate everybody for coming in tonight and hanging out with us.
And yes, Fred, you're right. Sometimes it's a soup can or a, cut down and modify a can of tomato paste from a local pizza joint to cover up on that big first Ford I ever did. Our body kits are made in America by Americans.
Yep.
Yes. That's right. Guys, appreciate you so much. We're out of here in 5. Hanger Rats forever. We'll 3 you later. You're too good to be forgotten. RC3D Fab Factory. Let's go. We'll see you next time.
Let's go.
Bye now. Boom.